What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Lockdown 23 and 1. So today I got another lineup of lockup clips coming your way. And you know, sometimes when I watch these videos, I feel like I'm watching one of those survival episodes, Bear Grylls or something, where he goes into the woods and whittles a fire out of the stuff around him. That's how I look at him sometimes, and that's how I felt like I was living when I was in prison. And I think that's what makes everybody's prison story kind of entertaining, because it's really a story of survival. And seeing other people's techniques to make this whole survival mode easier, man, it really, it's entertaining to me. So if you enjoy this content, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave, and check out my playlist with over 1,300 videos for you to start watching today. All right, first three items in this survival tip is a Pepsi, beef stick, and white rice. All three of those things I could get in the prisons that I was in, minus that big ass can. You know, you could probably get a tomato sauce can like that from the kitchen if you're looking for one. But see, they're using like all this electricity and stuff like that to fry up their food. We had microwaves. Even in the higher level prisons of Virginia, they give you microwaves. Yeah, he just let Pepsi thicken up, and I guess it's a sweet and sour sauce. I've seen people do that before. I've seen them use Tang, Coca-Cola, all kinds of things, but it's good. It damn sure is. Look, these sausages though, man, you gotta, when you cook them things, you gotta drain the grease, because there's a lot of it. Next up, this is coming from the same individual. It looks like he got his hands on some ground beef. Did someone go to visitation and sneak it in for him? Chances are no. Look, they have two different types of kitchens in prisons usually. One for staff and one for inmates. But they do have inmates that go into the staff lounge, resupply stuff, and do little things like that. And when they see a huge chunk of ground beef, probably for a big meal for all the correctional officers, they're gonna cut off a little slab to take back to the dorm, block, whatever the case is. Especially if someone's specifically asking for that. Chili con queso. He's gonna blend that in with the ground beef, or top it with it. What's he gonna do here? Got some onions, jalapenos. Man, that's gonna be spicy as hell, bro. Mixing it all up. What are you gonna do with the queso? Oh man, that's like a stuffed meatball. That thing's gonna be super spicy. And he's cooking it right next. I don't even think he scraped up all the paint off that thing. Oh wait, that's an onion. Oh man. Man, he got all that stuff, but he couldn't get his hands on no buns, huh? Next up,
Changing outlet.
prison tattooing.
Tattoo man made.
While charging his cell phone from a makeshift battery pack made out of a petroleum jelly can. Insane. See, that's the key in prison, to hide things in plain view. CO sees some petroleum jelly. He's like, man, I ain't trying to touch that. I know what they're probably doing with that money. I'm gonna just push it to the side. But it's a battery pack and he had no idea. And chances are, you know, they put Vaseline over whatever's in there and make it look like there's actually Vaseline in it. One of my favorite hiding spots to put my contraband, I don't know if I've ever told y'all this, but it was a powdered bag of detergent. And this detergent, when you opened it up, I mean, you couldn't breathe, right? So I was slicing the area to where I can make it look like it's still completely sealed. And I would shift the contraband all the way into the middle of the powder until it's not seen no more. Worked every time. Every single time. And not to mention, the technique that I had to make it look like it's never been opened was flawless. Same with chip bags. I could hide stuff inside chip bags. You know, they'll shake it around sometimes if it ain't open, and that's the key to keep the air in. You think they're gonna inspect every chip bag to see if there's a little patch that blends right into the rest of the Dorito bag? No, they're not. But that's pretty wild, man.
Yeah. Tattoo man made.
Pretty wild.
This shit works, man.
Now the next clip is wild because they're cooking something, but it's not what they're cooking, it's where they're cooking it.
Straight cook out of these.
Do you hear this echo?
That shit smells so good.
And that natural looking light?
I hear that. I hear that.
They're in a gym.
Open the van on it.
Some kind of outdoor rec gym.
Hey, y'all gonna
And
be
that's
satisfied?
chicken patties, baby.
Okay.
$5 a patty. Price definitely went up nowadays, probably. Got the cooler. Gym. Unreal, man. Look, these videos I've been seeing lately of people grilling off the stairs in the middle of the pod, in the gym, you know, stuff like that, you would never see in prison, man. Chances are. It's probably like a 5% of prisons out there that is allowing this to happen. Most prisons are super secure and you're going to follow the correctional officer's rules. These are what inmates call wide open prisons. What is that they're grilling off of, though?
Hey, y'all gonna be satisfied?
Almost looks like a metal rat trap they put out there, and they said, nah, we're just gonna grill off it. No idea what that could be. Next up, he says how to make a heater in prison. I think he might just be joking, because I don't see this warming up too much of anything.
I know I be in my tent ducked off and stuff, so I done came up with making me like a little heater. You know, so this is what I got. This is what I got right here. Alright, okay. See my wig, got my candle going.
There's no way that thing's warming up underneath that damn bunk. You'd be warmer using that blanket that you got as a curtain. Look, I've made things like this, little mini candles underneath the bunk with the shades drawn. But I was in there working. I wasn't in there trying to huddle up and keep warm next to it. I was making needles, tattoo needles, you know, straightening up the lighter springs and guitar strings. Or I was making ink. Sometimes the bunks were a little too low to do it underneath. We'd have to bring it up top. But that's why I say I don't think he's actually using it as a heater. It can't be that damn cold if he ain't even using his blanket as a blanket.
Yeah, and that's what I'm using to get my heat, you know what I'm saying? Because it be so cold in here. But now I'm all warm and toasty. Ooh.
I don't know if y'all understand, but that was extremely sarcastic.
But now I'm all warm and toasty. Ooh.
Now this is definitely a new one to me. How to make a basketball in jail. Believe it or not, 2 of the jails I was in at one point had basketballs and basketball hoops. But Virginia Beach City Jail, if I remember correctly, didn't have nothing but a damn concrete room. I usually went there early in the morning with my radio and pick up a radio station that I couldn't pick up anywhere else. But this guy's name is the Redemption Specialist, and he's not in jail no more. This is what he did when he was in there. Jail-made basketball supplies, 1 latex glove, 20 pieces of ripped sheets, 20 rubber bands, step by step. Okay, day by day. So he gets 1 piece of sheet, and he wraps a rubber band around it to hold it in place, and I'm guessing he's going to do that over and over again until it's completely covered. And then he just starts overlapping the rubber bands. Thing looks official, actually. Now check this out. He puts it to the test, man. You would think that thing from a distance is a real basketball. That's pretty cool. But where are you gonna get all them damn rubber bands from? Were they selling those on commissary? Those are always hard for me to find. We would get some hair ties every once in a while from the female COs. But other than that, we used the bottom of a glove, you know, just tie a knot a little tighter and they worked as a rubber band. Either way, it's a pretty cool idea and I like how he tested it out for us. Next up, we have a prison invention coming from another country. But we definitely had the items to make this, and looking back at it, it would have made a lot of recipes much easier. He made himself a, I don't even know what you call them things. Some kind of mixer. My mom's got a mixer from like the 80s. She just won't get rid of it. The thing's a safety hazard if you're asking me. That thing right there is probably safer. But what exactly is he whipping up? Maybe some milk, powdered milk and sugar. Maybe the icing from some cookies. I don't know. Some graham crackers. Man, that's looking exotic. I wasn't a big sweet tooth person in prison, but that's looking pretty good right now. Now, there's many things you could do in prison to make money, and one of these guys' hustles that I seen was ironing. The iron was chained to the wall so you couldn't remove it, take it anywhere. But in this prison, it seems like they got spares that are just unchained, running rampant. Got the cup of noodles. A little bit of, oh, they're putting the peanut butter in there, like I told you, for the Asian dishes. Brittany's calling me. She probably wants me to come eat. God, I'm starving though. Look at this. This is looking really good. Cup of noodles too. I hardly ever use the cup of noodles. Man, he's got a little bit of cooking oil. What is that? Looks like maybe tuna. Or a little salmon. Was it salmon? Salmon patches? Wow. Dual action. I don't know, man. It's kind of looking like it's burning it. You throw them makeshift prison chopsticks in there. It's official. Would y'all try a bite of that? I'd pay for some of that if I was locked up. You know, one thing I didn't see too much in prison was like little food stands. You would think there'd be a little cell like a fast food Taco Bell or something. Always got a burrito on deck. Just walk up to the chuck, give them $5, you got yourself a meal. Never seen that. It's probably because the price of commissary is so expensive and chances are someone's gonna rob them. But that'd be nice, right? That'd be nice. I mean, I've seen people whip up meals and sell it out and stuff, but it ain't nothing like a drive-through. Now, last but not least, we're going to wrap it up with this one. It's not an invention, but it's definitely a part of prison survival. Don't ever let anybody touch your drapes in prison like this.
That time.
Oh, man.
Hey, say hello to the gram, innit? Yup.
He said say hello to the gram. Look, he's taking advantage of that older guy, man, messing with his drapes like that. I would have had to respectfully say something to him because can't let little games like that keep on going. It's just going to get worse. And this is another great example about how age goes right out the window when you're locked up. No seniority to some people. If I were to guess, that's a younger guy on the other side of the camera.
That time. Hey, say hello to the gram, innit?
He's holding that pen like he might need to use it.
Yup.
But like I said, that's a wrap. And speaking of wrap, I gotta go wrap some presents. But I hope the holiday season is a good one for y'all. And keep in mind, it's not always about money. Yeah, you need it and sometimes to pay the bills and stuff like that. But Christmas is about family. And you know, nowadays, a lot of people lose track of that. But as always, I salute every last one of you been supporting me since the beginning. And everybody who's just now joining the lockdown compound. Y'all be safe and stay free.
It leaves a beat.